I was 27 years old. I left the very demanding job in management consulting for a job that was even more demanding, teaching. I want to teach 7th grade math in the New York City public school. Unlike any teacher, I made quizzes and tests. I gave out homework assignments. When the work came back, I calculated grades. What struck me was that IQ wasn't the only difference between my best and my worst student. Some of my strongest performers didn't have stratospheric IQ score. Some of my smart kids weren't doing so well. And that got me thinking, the kinds of things you need to learn in 7th grade math. Sure, they are hard, ration, decimal, the area of the parallelogram. But these concepts are not impossible, and I was firmly convinced and that very one of my students could learn the material if they worked hard and long enough. After several more years of teaching, I came to the conclusion that what we need in education is much better understanding of student of learning and a motivational perspective from a psychological perspective. In education, the one thing we know how to measure best is IQ. But what if doing well in school and in life depends of much more than your ability to learn quickly and easily? So I left the classroom and I went to graduate school to become a psychologist. I started studying kids and adults in all kinds of super challenging settings. And in every student, my question was, who is successful here and why? My research team and I went to West Point Military Academy. We tried to predict which cadets would stay in military training and which would drop out. We went to the National Spelling Bee and tried to predict why which children would advance further in competition. We studied rookie teachers working in a really tough neighborhood, asking which teachers are still going to be here in teaching by the end of the school year and of those who will be the most effective at improving learning outcomes for their students. We partnered with private companies, asking which of these salespeople is going to keep their job and who's going to earn the most money. In all those very different contexts, a characteristic emerged as a significant predictor of success, and it wasn't social intelligence. It wasn't good looks, psychical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is passion and perseverance for every long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out. Not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years. And working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint. A few years ago, I start studying grit in the Chicago public school. I asked thousands of junior high school to take grit questionnaires and then waited around more than a year to see who would graduate. Turned out that grittier kids were significantly more likely to graduate, even when I matched them on every characteristic I could measure. Things like family income, standardized achievement test score, even how safe kids felt when they were at school. So it's not just a West Point or the National Spelling Bee that grade matter. It's also in school, especially for kids at risk for dropping out. To me, The most shocking thing about grit is how little we know, how little science knows about building it. Every day, parents and teachers ask me, how do I build grit in kids? What do I do to teach kids a solid work ethic? How do I keep them motivated for the long run? The honest answer is, I don't know. Why I don't know is that talent doesn't make you greedy. Our data show very clearly that there are many talented individuals who simply don't follow through on their commitments. In fact, in our data, grade is usually unrelated or even inversely related to measure of talent. So far, the best idea I've heard about building grit in kids is something called growth mindset. This is an idea developed at Stanford University by Carol Dweck, and it is believed that the ability to learn is not fixed, that I can change with your effort. Dr. Dweck has shown that when kids ready and learn about the brain and how it changes and grows in response to challenge, they are much more likely to perspective when they fail because they don't believe that failure is a permanent condition. So, growth mindset is a great idea for a building grid. But we need more, and that's where I'm going to the end my remarks because that's where we are. That's the work that stands before us. We need to take our best ideas, our strongest institution, and we need to test them. We need to measure whether we've been successful. And we have to be willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again with lesson learned. In other words, we need to be gritty about getting our kids greater. Thank you.